Today we're going to do a little walk around of our 1931 Model A Ford sedan delivery, and we're going to look inside, we're going to look outside and all around. I just wanted to show this so that you can see the top is proper and it's all perfect up there. And, well, before we start the walk around, try to give a little brief history of what I know about the car. I refer to the guy that restored it as that old man, and the thing is back then he was about as old as I am now. So anyway, that old guy was obviously a Model A Ford person. He restored this about 1970. I was able to find him through people that knew of the car, and so I found him in a small town in Washington State, and he described the car pretty much as it was. It was in his barn for years and years and years, and he decided to make it run, and apparently it was pretty much a complete car, which was it was a little rare even back then. So apparently he went through everything. He couldn't tell me what the paint was or exactly the time period, but I'd say 1970 that he painted it and went through it. Of course, when we got it, we changed out a lot of things, renewed a lot of things, but the paint is his, the body work is his. It didn't appear that there was much body work done on this Model A. We didn't see even any lead anywhere. They must have beat it out and painted over it if there was dents. So I'll try to just walk around here. The underneath we'll look at when we get it up on the lift. Try to get everything in there and show how the panels are. The panels on this Model A are straight. It's a straight car, outside, inside, underneath, everything about it. It's pretty much proper as it should be for what it was, for what it is. The paint, I have never compounded it that I can remember. It should be done. It should be rubbed. I'm not gonna. There's, out of the whole car, there's a couple of imperfections in the fuel tank, which was painted separately. There's some little bubbles, and the old man told me about that. He remembered that, and he said they painted that fuel tank after they pickled it in some kind of solution to keep corrosion down, and they didn't get it all off, and so when they painted it, it bubbled up in a couple of places. And so it was amazing he remembered that, and I never messed with it. People have told me, oh, you can rub that out, you can rub. I'm not rubbing on it. It is what it is. If I sell this to somebody, they can rub on it until the metal shines through, but I'm not going to rub on this paint, period. It is as he did it, and I'm fine with it. Anyhow, the running boards are perfect. The panels behind the running boards are perfect. We'll see all that underneath when we go underneath it. But everything down in here, spring holders for the side cowls, The cowl panels are pulled down, stay down, no rattles, no squeaks. Doors fit up as good as you're going to find on any 1931 Model A, and they work good. There's no dings in this car. There's no dents. Over the years, everybody's rubbed on it a little bit, so there's microscopic scratches in the paint that shows up if you really get close to it. But all you got to do is buff that stuff out, and I'm not going to do that. Somebody can do it. The top, you can see, is perfect. It's like it was put on yesterday, and I know it was put on in 1970. Of course, I don't know that this Model A has been rained on too many times. It stays in this air-conditioned aircraft hangar that it's in right now, and has since I got it. The back door fits up as good as you'll find on one of these. I'll do the inside in a minute. The tag is an authentic 1931 Florida tag, authenticated, and it's legit. The car is legit, has a clear Florida title and insurance. It's just as good as a new one. The chrome, it's not perfect. It's, it might have been re-chromed 50 years ago, I don't know, but I didn't. It's fine like it is. You could rub it. Behind these panels, we'll show from the inside. Hear how quiet that is. Well, it sounded like an oil can when we got it, because there was nothing in there. So there's deadening panels in there between there and the inner panels of the car. You don't know it, but it certainly made it quieter. The tires, they look a little larger than standard Model A coupe, of course. This is a truck. It carries a load. And the old timer said, oh, you got to put those Buick tires on there. Yep, those big Buick tires, that'll do it. And so we did. We did what they said. We put the big Buick tires on there, which is a kind of a truck tire. Because the Model A carries, I've put 30 or 40 cases of Cokes in there, and it squats down pretty good. So you need those tires on there. I have the originals. They're on a pallet up there, and they go with the vehicle if I sell it. Spares proper. Everything pretty much on this side. The cowl lights, of course, work. All the lights work. Lights are seal beam. Drive it at night. It gets driven to every car show it's ever been in, and it's been in quite a few. And those look like Model A standard lights, but they're not. There's modern bulbs in there. Tail lights are modern bulbs. There's no turn signals or any of that stuff. This car was not modified that way. Stick your arm out the window and wave it around, and people will know you're going to turn. Maybe. Look at the inside of the Model A here. The seats are just, I guess you'd call it Naugahyde. They're all well fitted. The seats fold over. Gives you access back into the back. Fold the seat over, and then you're back here. There's the fire extinguisher in the floor, and of course these are empty crates, and there's a few Cokes over there. You can see the headliner is absolutely perfect. It's Naugahyde, or whatever you call it, all the way back. Not a wrinkle anywhere. It's all finished off properly along there, along those trim edges. Of course, the proper rearview mirror and all. Windshield wiper. Windshield swings out nicely, which is the air conditioning. Everything up here is proper. The steering wheel's not all cracked up and chunked up. It's pretty much looks like new. Try to show the panel. I'll just wait and show the panel from the other side. Let me fold this seat back over. Okay, and of course it does have seat belts. The door panels are perfect, as they should be. And everything down under here is like it's supposed to be. Everything works nicely. We'll talk about the transmission. It's a Mitchell synchronized. We'll go over that when we get underneath it. But anyway, everything on this side looks kind of like it's supposed to. Okay, we'll walk around to the passenger side. We can now see, we can see the panel pretty well now. Gauges are what they're supposed to be for this particular model, and the light, the illuminator in the middle works. It's also I think it's also a cigar lighter. But anyhow, of course the choke over here and all that stuff works. Looking from this side, we will fold this seat over, and I don't know that the floor is original. I rather doubt it, but most of the wood going up the sides of the frame, all that wood is pretty much original to this car. I mean, it's all fitted in there. The nuts and bolts are all there. Doesn't appear that it ever got taken apart. Didn't need to be. It's pretty much got a lot of wood in it. All right, so we will go around back here. Rear door opened up, and you can see on this door that's the original wood frame, latches, all of that stuff is original to this car. All the door, the wood is oak tongue and grooved together and all. I mean, it's got a little paint on it, but it's the door is perfect. The window seal, all that stuff. Looking from back here, standard walk up, which was one of their biggies. The reason for the split bumper, you could walk right up to the truck and then you're in it. So, you know, it's it's not real big, but back then I think it was pretty serious. I got more room in the back of my Escalade by far than this, but this was 1931, and this car managed to make it through the Great Depression in one piece. That ought to be a story. But in any case, there's what it looks like on the inside. All the tie downs work that holds the crates down. You know, behind these panels is sound deadening insulation on both sides, and that made a big difference. It was a little noisy. Of course, I think there's padding up under the headliner up there, and it's pretty nice. Anyhow, that's what it looks like from back here. Take a little look under the hood here. It's standard Model A. Nothing unusual. Everything is the way it's supposed to be. It does have a few things that the original Model A didn't have. Stainless steel water pump, that'll never go bad. It's got a proper air cleaner on it, which a lot of Model A's never put a breather on there. They just suck up whatever happens to come by, grasshoppers, dirt, whatever. But anyhow, everything under here on this side is proper. The pans are in there, everything's in there. The radiator is perfect. There ain't a ding in that radiator anywhere. Not a chance. It's just as good as new. Okay, we're over here on the driver's side. Everything here pretty much like it's supposed to be. No drips, no leaks, nothing going on. The generator is a generator. You never know it by looking at it, but on the inside is an alternator, so it puts out all the amperage you need. Because this thing gets driven at night with the lights on and everything, and there's seal beams, and it works great. Plenty of light. But just as good at night as it does in the daytime. All right, we're gonna fire this big boy up. Listen to it. See what it sounds like. Let's see if we can get in here. Turn everything on. Brakes real good. No problem. Never is. Runs a lot better when it gets warm, but it sounds like it ought to. Everything goes around. Be quiet. I hear a valve here and there, valve here and there, but I never heard a Model A yet that didn't hear a valve here and there every once in a while. You gotta run them. Walk around here. Yeah. No smoke or anything like that. Sounds like a Model A. Don't smell any gas fumes hardly at all in that. Carburetor's set pretty good. Pretty happy. Walk around under the Model A and just kind of move around everything under here. Of course, it's dirty. It's got lots of that good old Florida sand and mud and everything else because it gets driven, and a lot of the places it goes ain't got real clean streets. So all of this stuff is like Henry did it. All the linkage, everything. The shock absorbers, all of that stuff is proper. The brakes are 100% new, drums, everything, and it's the newer high inertia cams in the brakes. It'll slide all four wheels if you want to. Good brakes, no problem. It goes and it stops. Those spots you see are dirt and mud and stuff. There ain't any rust or rust through or any of that stuff under here. The pans are good. The spare tire well is good. It's not eating out. Apparently was never even patched, it doesn't look like. Of course, the muffler is a standard Model A trumpet. The battery is a 6-volt Optima AGM gel cell, whatever you want to call it. That's what it takes to make it reliable. When you go somewhere, you want it to start, and that thing will make it start every time. The running board pans and the side pans and all that stuff are good. They're dirty. There's some paint knocked off in places, but there ain't any rust through or anything like that. Same over here on the passenger side. I guess a lot of folks was going to show this car, they would have washed it underneath, but I ain't washing it. It is what it is. It ain't rusted out, it ain't beat up. Looks like it was a pretty decent car to start with. Now that beautiful transmission right there is a Mitchell synchronized transmission. Of course, it's all in a Model A case. You'd never know that it was a modern transmission, but it sure shifts nice, and it's a little better ratio in third gear to get on down the road, because if you don't mind running 45, maybe 50 on some road, whatever. All the wood is good. I don't know how much is original and how much that old man might have put in here, but it looks pretty good to me. Buggy springs look good all the way back. Looks fine. All the linkages are routed like they're supposed to be. All the bushings are good, and the brakes and the clutch and all of that stuff. Get up to show some of that linkage if I can. Back in there is all the steering stuff. Steering gear and all that. Motor mounts. Gives you a lot of stuff going on there to steer this baby and to make it stop and go around corners and all, but it all works. I think that's pretty much it for under here.